Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Straight Like That on KTSU2 The Voice. I am the host, Tyus McAfee, for this episode, filling in for the wonderful Tramel Jeffries. And alongside of me are...
It's the producer for Straight Like That, Ashley G. What's up? I'm also filling in for Tramel for this week, you know.
And Tyra Lockley, I'm regular every week.
Okay. With the introduction being done, now let's get into our first topic. TSU basketball wins the SWAC tournament and will play in a game versus Mount St. Mary's. The winner of this game faces Michigan in the round of 64. Me personally, I think TSU has the upper hand in this game because TSU comes into this game scoring 75 points a game on 45% or better shooting. But the key for this team is two players, Carl Nichols along with Michael Withers, because Carl Nichols is a beast in the inside, as we seen last week versus PV when he had 16 points and 12 rebounds. And Michael Withers, he's a scoring machine because 2 games ago, I think it was against Jackson State, he had over 30 points. So if those two can come with their A game, TSU is going to win this game easily. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think TSU has a good shot, but they also have to be wary, obviously, of St. Mary's. I mean, because they got some ballers over there too, right? Yeah. I mean, it's not just TSU. We talk about our players and all what we have to go through, but I see a lot of people, they're taking St. Mary's. I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah, it's understandable that they do take St. Mary's because it's not just some school we ain't never heard of before. It is, considered a basketball school. So TSU got to be on their toes a little bit, but my choice, of course, TSU. I'm just hoping for the HBCU. We don't get that much recognition. So us going into the second round boost us up some. So that's my choice.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that because as an HBCU, we don't get enough recognition. And just imagine what this game on national TV and buying into the tournament. I mean, we got to play an extra game just to get in. Man. And then imagine if we beat Michigan.
Really?
Like, just think about that.
TSU in the top 25 after that.
Man. And then with what Chris Paul is doing with the awareness, how he's bringing awareness to HBCUs, that'll be good.
Also, want to give awareness to Norfolk because they're also in the tournament. So rooting for them also, HBCUs in the house. So you just hope that they'll progress and get the recognition that they need because we most definitely need recognition within HBCUs.
True that.
If anything, TSU is one of the schools that should be getting all the funding. I mean, biggest HBCU in the country and one of the ones that's overlooked the most. So,
yeah. Okay. With that being said, now, who are you all's pick to win the NCAA tournament? Who's your pick to win the national title?
Mine is Gonzaga.
Same.
Yeah, I'll have to go Gonzaga.
Because if you look at their starting 5, they start a senior, a redshirt junior, a junior, a sophomore, and 1 freshman. Now that 1 freshman that they start is Jalen. His name is Jalen Suggs. Hopefully I'm saying it right. And that he's so good, many believe that he's a top 5 pick in the NBA draft. And if you look at their team, the way that they're coached like a low-level NBA team. Kind of like how Alabama was, how they were like a low-level NFL team. That's what this Gonzaga team is. So I think they're going to win it all.
Yeah, I've been noticing on that Gonzaga team, a lot of, good-looking players, like NBA level players. Like, oh, my God. But they're not the only ones, though, right? Yeah. I think everybody wants to pick Gonzaga. I know Tramel's going with Illinois.
Yeah, his pick is Illinois.
Shout out to Tramel and his pick, because they have had some moments where they've probably looked a little beatable, right? Yeah. They've looked lazy or not putting in their full effort. And then you have, Gonzaga, who's just undefeated.
And they're undefeated, yep.
But Illinois, on their way up, they've taken out all these different competitors who is in the tournament now. And it's like, that's a great look.
And one thing about the tournament, it's only 1 game. So if you don't bring your A game or anything, you might be going home.
That's true. So I don't know. My pick also, Baylor is also in the hunt. Baylor's finally got healthy.
Man.
Have some really good guards. Obviously, I think all these teams have a little bit of problem in the paint. maybe, down low, rebounders. They need a little bit of help there. They have really good guards. But I think maybe a team, maybe like an underdog, a team that has a really good, big who can really put it on you.
Yeah.
I think that might give those top teams a run for their money and could see some early exits. So we'll see with the tournament. I don't know.
You never know what the tournament is. Full of surprises.
Exactly.
Full of surprises.
Alabama. Don't sleep on them.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Now I'm gonna change the topic from collegiate to professional. And the NFL free agency started not too long ago, and we've seen some big moves. Me personally, I think the biggest move has been what Tampa Bay has been able to do, keeping that championship core together. They just recently re-signed Chris Godwin along with other players. So to me, I think that is the biggest move in free agency because they just won the championship. My question to y'all is, what has been the biggest free agency move?
I'm gonna say the Patriots.
Oh,
Yep. They've been coming in with players after players. They just signed the tight end from the Chargers.
Hunter Henry.
Yes, and they basically they re-signed Cam, so they're kind of giving Cam, some weapons because based off of what they had last year and I think the year before that, it was like Tom Brady never existed.
Yeah.
They were just
a run dominant team.
Yeah, but I think they'll have a chance to, maybe get back in the playoffs with
certainly.
With the new weapons that they have because they've been putting in.
Yeah,
they've been spending. They've been making sure that we don't really. It's like we don't need Tom. Like they're recognizing Tom Brady's legacy, but it's like at the end of the day, we still have to move on and forget about Tom Brady. We have to progress forward. So yeah.
Okay. Because they have added some pieces. They added 2 new tight ends along with 2 new receivers. So Cam has weapons finally because last season he had his production, his receivers production was bottom of the barrel. It was terrible.
Honestly, I think this shows that the Patriots are going all in on Cam. I mean, because giving him the tight ends, giving him the help, giving him the weapons, and when you look at it, it's a match made in heaven. I mean, Cam loves tight ends.
How he was with Greg Olsen. Yep.
And then who also loves tight ends? The Patriots. Yep. Bill Belichick loves tight ends. And obviously last season they were lacking on tight end. And you were wondering why. Well, why does this team look so bad? They didn't have the pieces that they usually have to make them go. And it's like they got all this cap space.
Yeah.
They got all this money. Do it now. Why not? I mean, there's no point in waiting. Do it. I mean, you feel like you can believe in Cam. Why not?
Okay.
I mean, that's not, and obviously that's not the only move. I mean, there's so many other free agent moves going on. I mean, look at the Chiefs, right?
Yeah. Didn't they just cut 2 of the offensive linemen?
Yeah, so that was just it. So the Chiefs are I don't know. They're signing, but they're cutting all the same. I get what they're trying to do, but it's gonna see if it works out giving Tooney all that money.
My only thing is you have to make sure Patrick Mahomes is protected because we saw in the Super Bowl when he wasn't protected, they got embarrassed. They got beat down. And so you have to make sure the offensive line is intact and the offensive line is straight because if that's not, then you're not going to be able to do anything. I don't care who's throwing the ball. If you can't protect them, then you're not going to have any success. But, okay, switching to sport. Now, in the NBA, Meyers Leonard was just recently traded from the Miami Heat to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Many believe it was because of his racial comment that he said. Now, I'm not going to say it. And I want to ask you guys, what's your thoughts on that? Meyers Leonard being traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I mean, he was traded, but he's going to be traded and probably released.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're just trying to get him out.
Yeah.
I mean, he's caused so much trouble, and the controversy is not worth it. I mean, we just talked about last week. I mean, he's a bench player, marginal player. I mean, he
ain't gonna make no difference.
He doesn't make that much of a difference. He really doesn't. So
I wouldn't be surprised if he was let go. He wouldn't even run my mind. Like, where'd he go?
Yeah.
Oh,
I wouldn't lose no sleep over.
Yeah.
I don't know who would, honestly. Right? Unless, and obviously there's those guys who are like, well, he ain't even doing nothing that bad. You always have the opposition that's going to run their mouth talking about, why they even do him like that?
He did himself
He did
like
himself,
that.
Yeah, he put himself in
Exactly.
that position.
on a live stream.
Man.
In front of thousands of people.
And it's like I understand in the moment when you playing them games on Warzone, you know, somebody
You get lost in the moment and everything.
and you on the headphones with your friends and they talking and you ha ha kiki and it's
easy.
It's a mistake.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a mistake. You start getting on people and
But hey, Miami, if y'all need someone, I'm always available, and I stay in shape. I try to play basketball once every week. So if y'all need me, but okay. Another thing that happened in the NBA: LeBron James, the superstar, he became part owner of the Red Sox. Now, this is big because LeBron James already has multiple things that he has going on outside of basketball. He has his own production company along with Stephen Curry. He is the part owner of a soccer team. Yeah, he's the part owner of the soccer team along with many others. And I think that this is very big because this helps put him in line for owning an NBA team. So what do you guys think?
I think LeBron James is really setting the blueprint. I mean, because, well, not necessarily. Okay, let me back up. Because obviously there's been players that are, I mean, look at Michael Jordan. There are players that are owners.
Yeah.
And so let me not say that he's setting the blueprint, but he's doing it in a way, in such a way early enough to where it's like, whoa, he's still a player and he's owning. And he's making it to where you're starting to think about, well, maybe he's really trying to own a team in the future. I mean, he said it, obviously, and they want more black owners. And you see that he's finally making that a reality.
Yeah.
So, like, for real. And it's hard to get into baseball. It's hard to be an owner of baseball.
It's expensive.
I mean, they turned away Mark Cuban.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Mark Cuban. And that's an old man's club right there. Obviously, he still has to get approved. But just think about that. The MLB having LeBron James as a part owner. And obviously, LeBron is probably looking more past the Red Sox and more in totality what this could mean. But just think about this in general. What it could mean to have LeBron James as an owner in baseball. I mean, because baseball is dying.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who's watching baseball?
Who's watching it?
I watch baseball.
I mean,
Okay, now
I love baseball.
When do
but
you watch
the ratings?
Okay, when do you watch baseball?
I watch regular season.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Regular season. is
Regular
good.
season is great.
Yes. I like regular season
I only watch
baseball.
when it's the World
Especially
Series.
depends on your team. My Dodgers are playing great.
Oh, that's the
Okay,
thing,
if you
the
a Dodgers
Astros.
fan, right?
Yeah.
Right? Who don't they have on their lineup at this point? If we talking about the Dodgers, I mean, they're a great ball club, of course. I mean, could you imagine LeBron James owning the Dodgers turned away Mark Cuban? That's who it was, if I'm not mistaken. I think Mark Cuban was trying to buy a stake in the Dodgers, and they were like, nah.
Oh wow.
But you know, who knows? I don't really know all the logistics of that, but LeBron James being an owner in general is just
That's
it's
big.
a great look.
I think that's big,
This is a
yeah.
big moment. Okay.
Because it's not that many black owners. So
At
Well,
all.
they're the first two.
Yep.
Him and Maverick Carter, I mean his partner. $750 million investment.
wow.
That just shows you how much money LeBron James has.
I mean, but we already know that.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, we see the extensions, we see the super maxes, like we know, and then that's only half, not even half of the money. I mean, Nike lifetime
True.
man.
lifetime endorsement. That's where the real bread is coming from.
And he has a contract with Stars because you know he had that TV show
Oh.
Bringing Up Ballers, I think, or Ballers, something like that.
Yeah, Ballers
And he got
on
the movie
HBO.
coming out.
Yep.
Yep, Space Jam.
Oh yeah. He
Anybody excited for Space Jam?
Me.
Eh,
Me.
eh.
He
I
wrapping
don't know.
it
Maybe
up.
I'm just too nostalgic, and I'm just good on Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny together.
Right, I'm kind of apprehensive because it's
Yeah.
like, what if it's not good?
Yeah.
Trust me, they putting a lot of money into that movie. It's gonna be good.
But that's just it. You can put a lot of money into a
But is
movie
it
and it
going
not
to
be
be
good.
It's gonna be good. I think LeBron James gonna get it done. I think the movie's gonna be good. Really good.
You think he gonna have the same secret stuff?
Nah. Mm-mm.
They can't.
Nah, because at the
can't.
time, at the time when they made the original Space Jams, everybody wants to be like Mike. Not everybody wants to be like LeBron, you know. So
Exactly.
you can't recreate that.
That's the other thing is LeBron is, as much as I love LeBron, I don't think he's necessarily, obviously he's much bigger than Michael Jordan on the global scale.
Yeah.
But in in America by itself, I think that the love for Michael Jordan is just
it's crazy.
A little bit more. Like just the admiration for him. And people are always going to be like, oh my God, Michael Jordan, I want to be like Mike. And Jordan 1s and Jordan 1 through 13. I mean, every drop is
everybody named mama. Everybody named mama there. Still.
After how many years? Like 30 years?
I mean, and not even that. I mean, Jordan, his ratings, his TV ratings were ridiculous. I mean, the way he got people to watch the NBA final, just the regular season in general. And we talk about the NBA ratings now and how they're so low. And obviously the pandemic has to play into that. But even before the pandemic, ratings were still low. And we have to be like, well, I don't know. Michael Jordan got people to watch. LeBron James doesn't necessarily get people to watch. I always think about that. I don't, obviously it's not that big of a factor. It shouldn't be in legacy at the end, but I think it does matter.
Yeah.
Because
I can agree with that.
I mean, people was millions.
Because I sure did watch every single season, every single episode of The Last Dance.
Man.
I ain't missed nothing.
I watched it when it came on Netflix.
Right?
When it came on Netflix.
You want to watch Jordan.
Yep.
I was on time for it. I said, okay, I'm going to sit, watch. I watched both episodes. Back and forth. If they came on again, I watched it.
Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, that's all for this episode. We covered great topics such as TSU basketball, LeBron James, and the NFL's free agency, along with Meyers Leonard. But that's all for this episode. Make sure you catch us next Thursday at 3 on KTSU2 The Voice.